Hi folks, welcome back to Building Materials 2. We're going to talk about thermal insulation today. There's not so much to discuss today and we'll focus on review of assignment 2A. Hopefully this will give you some ideas about how to prepare your assignment, so you will probably get a high mark in assignment 3. Some concepts in the thermal insulation including thermal resistance and thermal capacity. Thermal resistance is the energy required to raise a square meter of the material up 1 degree centigrade. For example, aluminum will have a low thermal resistance than glass. It means aluminum will conduct heat more easily than glass. Thermal capacity is the ability of the material to store the heat. The workbook of this week is talking about thermal properties of insulation materials. There are 3 types: reflective, resistive, and capacitive. And it means you must investigate into each of the 3 forms and find out relevant information to do the workbook. Okay, let's move to review of assignment 2A. Many students have improved a lot, and you can see from your score it's much better than your previous one, and there are some students who are not, very well prepared to do the assignment. So I think it will be necessary for me to do a review session about what I'm looking for in the assignment and workbook. As you can see from my mark sheet, there are 5 areas which I'm focusing on. The first is the appearance and the structure. I'll give you one example, from one student. He's very good, and the appearance and the structure is what I'm looking for. Student David Wild has provided an amazing summation regarding the appearance and structure of the essay. It is neat, clear, and very easy to follow. All the assessment areas, such as the production tiles, how the color is obtained, design, architecture, are presented under the subheadings, so I can easily locate the relevant information. All the main contacts are aligned to both left and right, and space is left between each paragraph. These all create aesthetic value for the summation. The lectures, would normally have a large number of assignments to mark. In my case, I have 54 in this module, and you have to impress or at least not depress the lecturer by your summation in order to get a reasonable high score. In David's case, all the assignment items are described with subheadings such as source and production tiles, how the color is obtained, architecture design, and how domes were constructed, and a cross section. Some people mix all the information up, and I have to pick out the relevant information, and sometimes it happens that I miss your arguments or misjudge your extensiveness of the arguments. Therefore, for the appearance and the structure of the essay, this is what I'm looking for. You can see from his summation, it's very neat and clear and very easy to follow, and he also has a conclusion section and references. Now we're talking about content. In the assignment brief, have a look. You will need at least 1 photo of the building you choose, one of any detail that you discuss in describing the building. You will also need to mention the source and production of the tiles, and some students miss the production part, and how the tile color is obtained, the design of the architecture, how these domes walls were constructed, and include at least 1 detail section. And some students do not provide a section, and I cannot give you the score. Well, if you read the assignment brief and you will start preparing your summation, at least in the following 7 points, such as you will need at least 1 photo of the building, one of any detail you discuss in this describe of the building, And some students talk about sustainability of the building and its applicability in Australia, and I gave them the mark, the two to mark. And of course the source, how the tile colors, the design, the construction, one drawing section. These are the contents I'm looking for in your submission. It would be better if you put them in subheadings like what David was doing, and I can easily locate your relevant information. The third part I'm looking for is references, both in text citations and bibliography at the end of the essay. In references, there are three parts which I'm looking for. The first is the in-text citations. If the information is not from you, you did not write it, and you need to cite it. Especially when you copy and paste from somebody else. For example, you copy and paste a sentence here, and it is from me, and then you have to cite it because it is what I said. And another part is the references at the end of the essay. And I believe most of you have mastered the skill. And the third part is do not rely solely on internet sources and on web pages. I mean, of course, they are the easiest way to do right now. Sometimes I do, but I did not look for web pages on the internet. You can also look at ebooks in journals. There are journal and book on the internet. They are not web pages. Sometimes web pages are misleading. And there's one point I would like to add, which is do not copy and paste in bulk. Some students have very high similarity, and this shouldn't happen next time, otherwise I will apply the penalty. Another area I will examine in your assignment is argument. Whether your argument is very clear, whether your argument is extensive, it shows your research into it. For example, in David's case, it has several paragraphs, and each of the paragraph he deals with one idea, and that's very nice. It is very easy for me to follow. The last one is use of English, and please examine your submission before you submit to the Moodle site. Some students have many typo and grammatic problems, and please do examine your submission before you submit to the Moodle. Of course, these are general guidelines, and if you do have any other problems, please let me know. I believe that lecturers are more than willing to help you, and it is a win-win process for both of the student and lecturer to learn from the module.